Hello everybody, we are back. So if you saw my post a few minutes ago, I wanted to show you guys who has come out of their egg, which I'll just go ahead and tell you, it's all of them. So let's take a little look. So here are all the lovely little babies. So this little guy that's crawling around, this one is a pinstripe. If I can get him out. Hello, hello. How you doing, girl? So we have what, we have 3 pinstripes up in here. I'm gonna try to separate these guys so that way y'all can actually see them. And don't be surprised if I get bit, because that's just what they do. They're in that fight or flight mode right now. Oh, Lord. Okay, so this is a normal. Come on. So this is a normal. They are really active right now. Really, Maya? No, go get your own popcorn. Oh, come on, focus.
I need to put my hand behind it.
No. There we go. Okay, so this is a normal. This is your basic ball python morph. And once you start getting into... It's not loading. What do you mean it's not loading? I'm not really sure, Myar and Kirsten. Maybe you can see the replay. But this is a normal morph. So this is your basic morph of a ball python. And what you can do is, if you ever get a ball python that you are unsure of what the genes are, you can always breed them back to a normal and see what the babies come out. Hey, Harley, and see what the babies come out like. And that will kind of tell you what the genes are with the other snake. So we've got 1 of them, 3 of the pinstripes, which are these guys. And then we've got...
You have 4 pinstripes.
We've got 4?
4 pinstripes.
Damn. Okay, so we got 4 pinstripes. My bad. I don't care on my personal page. This is a coral glow pinstripe. Myar, with the hands up, I'm hoping that means that you can actually see it now. So then we have, oops, sorry, kind of scared you. Where are you at? And of course, you're buried. This is a regular coral glow or banana. That's the same thing. Come here, come here. Oh, there we go. And that's what that one looks like. Now, like I was telling you guys yesterday, they have a scar on them, basically where their belly button, or the equivalent of our belly button, would be on them. So what I'm actually going to do is, babe, if you will pick up one of them to kind of handle them and spread them out, because I
right there
want to show you guys. Okay. This thing is not focusing.
Is it not focusing? Is it better now?
Okay, I don't know if you guys can see it, but this line right here, that's basically like their belly button, so to speak.
Umbilical, yeah, because it's an opening.
Yeah, and they will have that for life, just like we do. So, with that being said, these are all the babies that came out of those 9 eggs. Everyone is out, so now what we're waiting on is for them to shed, and once they shed, then we can actually feed them. Are you trying to show a difference between them?
Well, not only that, but show them the parents, what the parents look like, to make the coral glow pinstripe. So,
okay.
These 2 animals, the parents look like grown versions of these 2. Now, as the coral glow gets bigger, this is a coral glow, this is a pinstripe. As the coral glow gets bigger, his colors brighten. So he's going to be a little bit brighter and look more of a off-white, off-yellow with some gray and some spots in it. So that's what the father looks like, but the mother looks just like this pinstripe. But what we did was we bred these two parents together to get this. And this has the pinstripe pattern, which is what we call a dominant, and this has the coral glows color, which we call a codominant. So the dominant pattern showed through and the codominant color splashed on. So this is what we were going for, and we got 3 of them.
Yay!
All right.
So that's all the babies. So they're just kind of chilling at this point. Mm-hmm. Now, one thing that I did have someone request, Miss Mayar, was about the bells, the all white snakes with the baby blue eyes. So let me get into that just a little bit. So basically you have 2 different types of bells, so to speak. You have one with blue eyes, and then you have one that can come out with black eyes. The ones that we have produced have the blue eyes. So I'm actually going to show you guys from the clutch that was, what, 3 weeks ago?
Yes.
3 weeks ago that came out. So let me flip it around.
Let's pull him out.
So this is actually a blue-eyed Lucy. I'm going to try to get up to his eye. Well, he's going to scare her away.
Boop the snoot.
Oh, come on. Focus. 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 There we go. All right. I don't know if you guys can really tell it, but it is clear, and he's got a blue eye. That's why they are called blue-eyed Lucies. They are solid white, and they have blue eyes. So the next question that I had today was, what makes a blue-eyed Lucy? Well, there are actually quite a few different snakes and are a few different morphs that make a blue-eyed Lucy. And we have a few of them. Mm-hmm. So we're going to pull those guys out.
I think we'll start off with let's show Cryo too, because that's a different, and then we can go ahead and go to the parents. But
so Cryo is not a true blue-eyed Lucy, and you will see why.
This is a snake we produced last year. This is our first attempt at getting a blue-eyed Lucy. And his parents are called Mojaves. So this is the super form of a Mojave. This is 2 dominant genes that when you breed them together, occasionally you get an all-white animal with a gray head. And these are called gray head bells. But he does have blue eyes. His eyes are off blue-gray color. And we want to show you how this guy, his head is going to continue to get gray, where the other ones we don't know for sure, but I don't think their heads are going to get gray like this. But the truest form of an all blue-eyed Lucy, like an all white one, is going to be coming from the parents of a butter or a lesser. So here's where we're going to show you.
Here, you want me to hold Cryo?
Yeah, you can hold Cryo. This animal can make a blue-eyed Lucy. Okay, this is a butter or lesser. Lessers and butters are pretty much the same thing. You know, just 2 guys went to a guy who had this snake, and they each bought one of the babies. And one said, I'm going to call mine a butter. The other one said, I'm going to call mine a lesser. Bingo. There you go. But you can breed lessers, butters, Mojaves, Russos, and there's one more that I can't remember right now. But you can breed 5 different animals either to their light counterparts or intermingle them through all those ones that I just named and get a blue-eyed leucistic. So, having said that, that's one male that can make one. This is another male that can make one. This is Dracaris.
Mayar, this is the one that you liked and said should be a mascot for Atlanta Communities because of the colors.
This is the father of the first blue-eyed Lucy we showed you out of the clutch that happened 3 weeks ago. This is the father, okay? And he is a Russo GHI. And the Russo gene bred to a Mojave is what got us all white snakes and got us 3 of them. So that's a pretty powerful gene coming from this little male. And I'll now show you the female. I'll be showing you Chi. And Chi is...
She's a big girl.
She's a big girl. She is our second biggest snake. Oh, no, that's she.
Yeah, he is a little sleepy.
Okay. Okay, she's not gonna. Come on. This is the Mojave female. Okay, and the Mojave female is around about, well, when we first bred her to that male, she was at around about 3,000 grams. So she's a little small because she laid eggs not too long ago, and she's getting her weight up. But we bred this animal to this animal and got an all-white animal. That's crazy how that works sometimes.
Because you would not think with the colors and patterns that are on them that you would get something that is solid white or anything of a light color.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you breed these 2 animals together, what you'll get is, like, what we got out of the clutch was 3 blue-eyed leucistics. We got a Mojave and looks like 2 normals out of that clutch. So we got 1 of these, and we got 3 of those blue-eyed leucistics, and the rest were just normals. So these 2 can make a blue-eyed leucistic. These 2 can make a blue-eyed leucistic. Okay? And then, like I said, you can also breed them with light counterparts. So I will show you Cryo's father, the last blue-eyed Lucy we just showed you, the one with the gray head. I'm going to show you his father now, so that you can get some perspective on just the color patterns and variations. Still having a hard time with the...
No, I was having a hard time getting his head around.
Oh. He's a little squirmy at times.
Okay.
This is a Mojave male and a Mojave female. So the snake that she just got finished showing you, these are his parents. So it's crazy how you can get 2 genes together and get an animal with all white with blue eyes. So that's the explanation of blue-eyed leucistics.
So, with all that being said, that pretty much is going to conclude this little segment tonight. I have been... Oh, you're welcome, Harley. Absolutely. With that being said, we are probably going to end up starting up a YouTube channel probably next week because I'll need the weekend to kind of work on it. So once I get that up and running, I will let you guys know, and we will definitely be doing more showings, more educational things, you know, how they shed, you know, we'll do a live feeding one day or one night. Since they are nocturnal animals, they sleep during the day and they are wired at night. So I definitely have some things coming in the future, to say the least. So yeah, so I will definitely let you guys know with all that. Does anyone have any questions? Anybody, anything at all? Maya, you're finally in as I'm done.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Well, that's okay, Maya. You can always go back and do the replay. Don't go, I just got here. Okay, well, what questions do you have? We'll do that. What questions do you have, Maya? Really? We went over the genetics for the bells. We went over like the different kinds of morphs that can make them. There are ones with blue eyes. There are ones with black eyes. She says, hi, Isaac.
Hi, how are you?
No, Mayar. We'll talk about this at work tomorrow, okay? But like this one is a blue-eyed, but or a gray-headed bell because he's got gray. And this camera is making everything look red and pink right now. That is not cool. You know what? Let me put him down and flip this. There we go. So he still has the blue eyes, but he's got a gray head. And then, will you hand me that, please?
Yes.
Yep. All right, I'm going to put him back. Come on. And then you've got these, or this one. Oops, sorry, buddy. That is all white. See, they're not pink and fleshy looking anymore.
Is that what was used to describe them when we first took pictures? Pink
Yes.
and fleshy?
Yes.
Wow. That's how that
So,
works.
as you can see the difference in the two, blue-eyed, gray head. But they both still got blue eyes. Harley, you cannot come steal my banana. I'm so sorry.
Does Harley own snakes?
Yes, she's the one in France that I was telling you about last night.
In France?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So those are two different versions of the blue-eyed Lucy / gray-headed bells. Any other questions, comments? Anything? As far as hold on, I'm trying to find yours about the gecko egg. I had an egg from my leopard geckos. How do I do this? How do you do what exactly? Like incubate it, or what are you trying to accomplish here? I need a little bit more detail.
Who has leopard gecko eggs?
Shaylin. How to incubate them? So,
YouTube.
In all honesty, I would probably YouTube that because I don't remember if you guys have an incubator or not, to be completely honest. If you do, then you can kind of do it that way. We've never really had successful leopard gecko eggs.
We find them too late.
Because, one, we find them too late, and two, they just have never been successful. How much are bells in the U.S.? It really depends.
It depends, yeah. It depends on what made them. Mm-hmm. It also depends on...
Paying it to you.
Okay. It also depends on the person selling it. The demand of it. About 4 years ago, Blue-Eyed Lucy would cost you around about $2,000 for a female. And around about $1,700 for a male. Now, I've seen them around $400, $500. I've even seen them go as low as $300 on some tables, depending on what the lineage was as far as the parents that made them. But for the most part, like for instance, the most expensive Blue-Eyed Lucy right now, I think, is the White Diamond, which is what Russo Gene to Russo will give you as the purest Blue-Eyed Lucy, which is the White Diamond. So the White Diamond is only worth like around about $600 for a female. Another thing that will change the price is the size of the animal, especially if it's a female. If it's a full-grown White Diamond female, Blue-Eyed Leucistic, they're probably going to charge you around about $1,000, $1,200 for it, because if you're looking for a full-grown, they already know that you are a breeder, so you're probably just trying to breed your own animals. So they know you want it because you wouldn't be asking for it. So they're probably it won't be over the head. It's not going to beat you over the head, but you're going to spend at least $1,000 for something like that. Now, if it was just like a super lesser or something like that, and it was a full-grown adult Blue-Eyed Leucistic, they probably go around about $600-$700 on you. But like I said, Those are the things that actually depend and determine what the price of an animal would be.
So I hope that explains, or yeah, pretty much explains what you asked. Hi, Mike.
Mike,
So yeah,
Mike?
yeah, our Mike.
Mikael Julius Nick.
Yeah, him. So yeah, so does anyone else have any other questions? As far as the leopard gecko eggs, honestly, I would probably YouTube because I really don't have that much experience with leopard geckos.
Yeah.
I love them to death, but in all honesty, like once ours are gone, we probably won't ever get any more because they are just so fragile.
Yes.
And they can be fine one day and then you go look in their tank the next day and they are so sick that they end up dying. Mm-hmm. And you don't know what the heck happened. You don't know anything. So once all of our leopard geckos are gone, we're not going to get any more. So I don't deal with breeding them. I don't deal with their eggs. Like I said, if we find eggs, we do put them in the incubator, but they have always been duds.
Yeah.
They've never, grown to full term or anything like that. So I'm not that experienced in it. So my suggestion is definitely YouTube it, or, if there's any of the leopard gecko breeders from Repticon that you have any of their contact information, you can always call them or email them or something along those lines and see what they suggest. So as of right now, I would probably go ahead and put it in vermiculite like you would the snake eggs and go ahead and put it in the incubator. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Repticon comes on next month.
It's July.
Yeah, the end of next month.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if the egg can survive until then, you can always ask when you go to Repticon. Tegu eggs.
Oh, boy.
We have never done that either because we don't have a Tegu yet. We will have one.
Yeah.
Eventually. But as of right now, we just don't have the room for it. We really don't. But we will end up getting one. I don't think that we will ever breed them just because of how massive they are. But that will definitely be like just a pet, like a dog or a cat. Like it will just be a pet. We will not be doing any breeding projects with that sucker.
We would have to not be in control of so many lizards. Snakes aren't the issue.
Yeah, snakes are very easy to handle. They are very easy to feed. That's one of the reasons that they actually make really good pets. Because you don't have to have a lot of equipment to keep them alive. You don't have to worry about UVB lights. You don't have to worry about all the extras that comes with bearded dragons and things and other animals like that. So that is especially with the ball pythons because they are like perfect size, perfect demeanor and everything for anybody to have as a pet, especially like children. Which I know a lot of parents freak out with, oh my God, they have diseases. They're going to eat me. They're going to kill my child. So not true. So not true. So that's actually kind of one of the reasons that we're coming up with a YouTube channel and things like that. So that way we can educate people. Because one thing that I have found with a lot of people that have a fear of snakes is it's not the actual snake that they fear. It's the fear of the unknown. So they don't know what it is. They don't know what it's capable of. They don't know if it's venomous. There's just a lot of unknown. And that's where a lot of the fear is bred, so to speak, in people's minds. And it doesn't help with social media and movies like Anaconda showing,
snakes on a plane.
Yeah, like that stuff.
Put more fear in people than anything because those snakes were just doing too much. They were doing the most.
Yeah. So in real life, it's really not that way. I promise you. So, but yeah, like I said, we're going to get that started and help you guys out with some education and things like that. So
updates on different animals, and we're not just going to be dealing with snakes. We're going to be dealing with some of our other animals, so you get a chance to see bearded dragons.
Yep.
And outside of ball pythons, we also have leopard geckos, crested geckos, White's tree frogs. Those are so cool. So yeah, it promises to be a fun ride.
Mike, we'll talk about that in a minute. He said, dude, Anaconda was 100% biologically and ecologically accurate. So yeah,
my goodness.
If no one else has any questions or anything like that, I will go ahead and hop off of here. I don't think anybody does. If you have said something, it hasn't shown up yet, but I'll go back through the comments after the video is like loaded and everything, and I'll answer you guys if you posted anything. But anyway, it's time for supper. I'm hungry. Need to go cook, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.